Hello, welcome to Hoha Gist with Ukuribi Essien. And what we do here, we review newspaper headlines and we discuss about trending stories within Cross River State, Nigeria, and the globe at large. And today, I won't be doing this alone. I have a friend and a brother, a colleague in the profession, and he's also a lecturer with the Cross River University of Technology. I'm talking of no other one else but Victor Ndifon. Victor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, the Daily News, for having me.
You're welcome.
Good to be here.
All right. So viewers, you can be part of this by dropping your comment, following our social media handles on Facebook at the Daily News Nigeria. Follow us on Twitter at the Daily News and follow us on Instagram at the Daily News. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Daily News TV. If you follow us on all these social platforms, you're able to be part of this gist. So we'll be bringing you the gist just as fresh as they are every morning from Monday to Friday. For today, as our manner is, we are going to begin with reviewing local blogs in Cross River State, and usually we start with the Daily News. First, on the Daily News, front page, we have the first story here emanating from Critic. It says Critic sets to announce resumption date as Vice Chancellor brags on school preparedness to host students. We know that there have been schools have been out of session for more than a year now due to the pandemic that have plagued the world, which is the corona virus. And there have been some foot dragging. Even when schools were set to resume, ASU also went on strike, and there have been some back and forth with between ASU and the federal government. And finally, ASU has suspended the strike, and federal government called for resumption on the 18th of January 2021. So gradually, schools around the nation are beginning to set dates for their resumption. And the school in Cross River State, the Cross River State owned university, which is Cross River University of Technology, has said that it's going to announce its resumption date today after his governing council must have met to take that decision. And the vice chancellor of that university also said that the school is prepared to host students, as pictures and videos were seen on social media where a lot of activities have started taking place to ensure students have a good stay when they come back to campus. So Mr. Victor, you're a lecturer in that school, so
Yes.
what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, I must say that I have it on good authority that the university is prepared to host students and to welcome students who have been at home for over 10 months. And I say that because recently we had a tour on the facilities of the university. The water in the hostels are flowing. That's very important for hygiene. The street lights have been installed. The environment is even more serene because the mowers are working every day, clearing all the grasses and all that. So the universities, and from the COVID-19 perspective, we are going to be the university is going to be very strict in terms of compliance. Already on Friday, which is tomorrow, all academic staff will undergo a COVID-19 training to stroke orientation. And that's also in preparation for students. And if you go to Quitec now, you can't enter the university without wearing the face masks. Yes, there will be thermometers that will release to test people temperatures and all that at specific locations, especially at the gate in the university. And I must say that today, as the Senate of the university, not the governing council, is meeting, they would, of course, they are the ones mandated to determine the academic calendar for any institution. So they would meet today and hopefully announce a certain dates for resumption and when students should come back. So on the whole, the university is prepared. I can say that as a staff of the university and also as somebody who is a member of the media team of the university.
All right, that's a quick one there, and very wonderful and important to note, because there have been this discussion even from ASU's perspective when the federal government set 18th of January as the resumption date for schools. ASU were like they doubt schools will resume on the 18th because of lack of facilities and preparedness to host students due to ensure there's no spread of the COVID-19 virus within or amongst the students. So with that headline, we're moving to the next one. It says, new President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo sends strong message to Nnamdi Kanu. Last time we reviewed a news headline in line with this that talked about a faction of the Ohanaeze going to court that they were not satisfied with the proceedings of the election, and without minding if there is any faction or if whatever must have transpired, the President General has gone ahead to make a very strong statement. You know, there have been some fears, there have been some rumors that maybe that whatever is happening amongst the Indigbos, that it is in preparation for 223, and the fear of secession, where every geopolitical zone in Nigeria is fighting for independence and all that. So with this statement from the new President General to Nnamdi Kanu, who is at the helm of affairs fighting for the Biafra nation, what's your take on that?
What did he say exactly?
Well, he warned Nnamdi Kanu that the Ohanaeze is not okay, that the Igbos are not out to cause a chaos or whatever in Nigeria, that if he wants a new nation out of Nigeria, that can be done peacefully.
Yeah, I subscribe to what the Ohanaeze represents, the President General, what he represents and what he has tried to convey. I'm sure that's the reason why he was elected, because among the other people that were running in the race, if you notice, he was overwhelmingly voted for because of his experience and exposure, and he could be a stabilizing factor. And he had just demonstrated that by calling the IPOB, under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu, to order. And the whole point is, I am an apostle and a disciple, a conveyor of, I would say, a unity of Nigeria. It's better we stay together than the divisions that groups like IPOB are trying to orchestrate. However, I know that I understand the concerns of the Igbos. At this point in our country, I must say that they deserve to have a shot at the presidency of this nation. So, based on that, I am hoping that the Igbos will be able to galvanize the political support from all the other geopolitical zones and ensure that they take a shot at the presidency. And of course, I commend the president of Ohanaeze for coming up to stand against any form of violence. Yeah, the truth is, anywhere in the world, you have the right to self-determination, but there's a trend in the world. Any country, any group of people that decide to come out of a union, there's a tendency for violence. Yes. So what happened in Crimea, that's where Russia and Ukraine. Yeah. So there's always this tendency for violence. Even the issue of Hong Kong and China, there's always this. Even though you can't say violence was so much in Hong Kong, but the unrest that took so long, even up to now, I'm not sure it has waned down. So all that, so all those tendencies are always there. Even if I say, okay, we can have a conversation as a country, is it feasible for the Igbos to succeed and have their own country? And we can have a peaceful conversation, and we can weigh the pros and the cons. What are the pros of living? What are the cons of living? And even if I'm an apostle of unity, Nigeria staying together, I think everybody has the right to set the agenda for their own community. But however, I believe that if the Igbos have a shot at the presidency, it will go a long way, in stabilizing and ensuring that the feeling that they are not part of the union will no longer be very very strong as it seems. Yeah.
Now, coming from that angle, when we read that headline that a faction one of the contender who contended in that election was going heading to court. Um, one of the things somebody was pointing out very strongly was that they believe Chief Obiazor was the candidate of the presidency. So that with him, the Igbos' desire for presidency may not come to pass. That he is an implant from the presidency to destabilize the fight for the Igbos. So with this kind of statement, do you think that as assumption could be correct?
In the political, the corridors of power, what goes underneath, there are so many assumptions, there are so many conspiracy theories. So I will not take that statement on its head. I prefer to interrogate it. And I know that with time answers all the questions here. We will know whether that theory holds true in the near future. But I know that I personally don't think that Obiazo was installed by the presidency. However, if you look at it, all the state governors of the southeast were in support of Obiazo. Yeah, that means even politically, they feel he's someone who can galvanize. Yeah, and who can galvanize the Igbos and rally them towards the presidency. I think that should be it, to rally them towards the presidency. And the recent body language of the president shows that he's comfortable with any zone in the south producing the president, whether the south who will do 4 years and it will return to the north, that is to favor the north, or whether the southeast who would want to do 8 years, or whether the southwest who will also think that they contributed so much for the new political dispensation want to also take a shot at the presidency. So all this and the southeast who are saying that they have never had presidency before, so they deserve it now. So it looks like the president is comfortable with any zone in the south political in the south producing president. So on that score, I don't know. I cannot say for sure that the president is involved in
Who becomes the president of Hanese?
Ohanese, but I believe that because the governors are interested in the presidency. Yes, so if they and the way they supported him, that means they want somebody who can galvanize the Igbos across the world to rally them towards the presidency of the nation.
Well, that's a good one. And the next news headline on the Daily News says Ayades aides celebrate U.S. Vice President-elect calls her hot woman. It was on social media yesterday where the Commissioner for Health, I'm talking of Dr. Betta Edu, where she wrote that she had sleepless nights breaking into yesterday because one of the reasons was her hot woman will be inaugurated as the first female vice president of the United States. So it has become a trending. It became a trending conversation yesterday. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
Kamala Harris is really a beautiful woman. Yeah. And it appears when America wants to elect a top person of color to any public office, to be one of the highest public offices, they like electing very handsome and beautiful people. Obama was a very handsome man. Then he was the first black president. Now Kamala Harris is a very beautiful woman, and she's the first female vice president, the first black woman as vice president. So first person of color as vice president. So so that's on the side. That's an aspect of the story. And the other aspect of the story is, I think why Victor Idu said it just mirrors the aspiration of many women across the world that with if you believe, if you position yourself, and with a dint of luck, you could be at the summit of the leadership of the world and your countries and your states. So so of course she's, to use the word hot, she's a very very hot woman.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. So now talking about Betta Edu's leadership capacity, and comparing with you said that when they black that it shows that women are capable of handling sensitive offices.
Yeah.
What do you see about Betta Edu's leadership capacity in the nearest future? She has moved from one leadership drum to the other and currently she is the Commissioner for Health in Cross River State?
I know, as someone who follows the trend in Cross River State, that she's one of the very popular women in Cross River State. And the fact that she was director of primary health in the first term of the governor, and the governor decided to promote her to commissioner of health, that means the governor sees something in her leadership capacity. I have not looked at her up close to really understand whether what she's doing is has a direct impact on the people, because that's what matters in the end. So I wouldn't want to say because of the media frenzy of or the things that we see on the social media. But I hope, because I don't think that all what people have been saying are lies. I believe that she's one of the ladies who have proven that, yeah, women come can show up
Okay.
in terms of leadership capacity very effectively when they are given responsibility. So yes.
All right, thank you very much for that. We'll be moving over to the next one, trending for many days now, and we are looking at Cross River Local Government Boards present 2021 budget to legislature amidst legislative crisis. Talking of the Udupani legislative crisis, where the leader of the house was impeached, and not only impeached, but beaten to coma, and 2 days after, the chairman of the council went ahead to present the 2021 appropriation bill to the new leadership of the council, and people have begun saying that it was insensitive of her to have done that. Reasons being that she had claimed not to be aware of what had happened in the legislative chambers, that she only got to hear the noise and alerted the security. But people are still saying that even if you didn't know, or you're not in the know of the secret plot to impeach your leader, why up till now you've not made any official statement, at least to the fact that he was beaten in right inside the premises of the council? You being the chief security officer, you've not made any statements to that effect, but went ahead to present the 2021 appropriation bill to the new, should I permit to use the word, the new imposed leader of council. Mr. Victor, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I must say I condemn in the strongest term the attempt to hoodwink and silence what I would say dissenting voices. The elected officials are not there to be robots. They are elected,
Yeah.
if they are elected, because that's another issue. Were they really elected anyway? So we should we should remove this culture of violence from our polity and from the way we play politics in Cross River State and in Nigeria. I'm worried if the leader of council in Dupani was even given a chance to express his own side of the
So
story.
that's fair here.
Whether he was given a fair hearing, whether the allegations that were leveled against him have been proved, or just a political strategy to silence any voice that is not in accordance with a particular order. So the person who is now the leader of council is my friend. I must say that, Eton Simon. However, and I congratulate him for even being seen as worthy to lead the council. However, I feel that posterity would has a part to play in matters like this. We must stand for what is right. The former leader or the leader who was ousted, whether illegally or legally, should be given a chance to express himself. He should be given a fair hearing. And the culture of impunity, where you impeach him and you beat him up, is wrong. It's wrong, and we shouldn't accept this kind of political culture.
Yeah.
It is wrong. We should condemn it. A lot of people who are counting us in our local government level are young people, are youths. And if we are always being involved in this kind of actions, it says a lot of the kind of young people who, yeah, who are grooming. And this is we shouldn't accept this. We condemn it totally. And if they are playing a script for somebody, because somebody somewhere wants to be in total control of the structure, then the thing is, and when we continue to accept that kind of that circle of that vicious circle where it will continue to repeat itself. If somebody is in power, he just wants
Total
to
control.
total control. No, that's not a democracy. What America has shown that if our institutions should be effective, and the bastion of hope
Mm.
for democracy, the legislature.
Yeah.
The local government legislature is the hope for democracy. No, whatever they do and not do determines the growth and development of democracy. And to a large and the ripple effect means it determines how the dividends of democracy will reach the people, which is of course the essence of leadership and governance in the end.
So you
Yeah.
don't talk anything about the presentation of the operation bill.
Yes, it just shows the impunity that and from all indications it appears we all know we are seeing that this is all a concocted plan to make sure that the leader that was ousted does no longer superintend over this
This process.
this process, and so maybe that is why he was even ousted. So if the chairman immediately went to present the budget after the impeachment, that means, of course, she's comfortable with it. Yeah, she's comfortable with
All
it.
right. So finally, on the daily news, we have Imo Commissioner Willie Amadi caught on camera having sex with two ladies at the same time. Is that new to Nigerian politics?
No, it's not new to Nigerian politics, just that he was caught.
And the story has it that he took those two girls, university undergraduates, to the hotel room after having some fun with them, and both ladies were fondling themselves, and he was now videoing himself with them. And after the video, he sent the video to one of the ladies so that they could see what they were doing. And maybe a friend, when they went back to their houses or hostel, a friend saw the video and leaked it to the public, and it has become a scandal. And regrettably, the commissioner is a legal practitioner.
Yeah. So this is a commissioner in the Public Complaints Commission. It's not a
Yes.
commissioner
Yes.
for the Imo State government.
Yes.
And like I said, it is a lot of our leaders are involved in this kind of activities, unfortunately. Just that this man was unlucky, he was caught. And I think he was so excited. That's why it's even him that videoed it. That means he likes watching himself in action after finishing action. So it's quite unfortunate. But it's a problem everywhere in the world. There are many scandals like this in America, many scandals like this in Europe.
Clinton had his own.
Yeah, even Clinton had its own. There are always still there's something that comes with the corridors of power. If you don't have the discipline, it even happened in the scripture where because David was king,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he was with the Bathsheba, yeah. So it makes it look as if when you are a man and you have power, the add-ons is a lot of the women and around you. So but we should be careful to be the constitution does not say what he did is wrong.
Yes.
I must make
But
that
we're looking at character.
yeah, but it's a character issue. It's a character issue and value formation for even the next generation, the younger people. It is how the way of power is. If you have some little resources, if you have some big office, it doesn't mean this is what you must indulge in. So these are the kind of values that we should not be promoting. Our leaders in the corridors of power should not be promoting.
Wow. All right. We go over to the next blog in Cross Pastor, which is Paradise News. And first on Paradise News is Jaribe Agom loses father. We know the House of the legislature in Cross River North, who has been having a running battle with the governor of the state, and finally, INEC the court declared asked INEC to give him the certificate of returns, and all the battles have been on. And stories has it that on the 26th, he will be sworn in as the senator representing Northern Senatorial District of Cross River State. And just recently, he has lost his father. And we say a very big sorry to him. We ask that God gives him the fortitude to bear the loss, even amidst his recent good news and celebration. And we pray for the soul of the deceased to find rest in the bosom of the Almighty. And there also we have Delta. In Delta, policemen chasing Yahoo boys killed mother and child. And see, this Yahoo boys issue has become so trending, and it's like a norm for our young persons now. Every young person wants to find quick way to making money and all that. So I don't know what do you think government can do to reduce this, because I think chasing them around the street is not a solution. See what just happened here in Delta State. Why they were chasing them, the police vehicle locked mother and child and killed them to death, or killed them rather.
There's a culture of materialism that's eaten deep into the fiber of our nation. And in a sense, the young people are only copying what the old people have been doing.
Okay.
Yes, where you any opportunity you have, whether in business, in maybe whether in a bank, where you're working, you're a top executive in a bank, or you're not even a staff of a bank, you
You have
use
access to funds.
you have access to funds, or you are a political office holder, you have access to funds. That is not your money, it's people's funds, people's money, and you use it to enrich yourself because you want to show off.
Mm.
You want to show that you have fleet of cars, you have nice houses, and you have fleet of cars that you don't need.
Mm.
You have houses that you don't need.
Sleep
But
in one room.
yeah, but you sleep in one room, you drive one car a day, but you want to show that you have. Now, I'm not saying that if you work hard and you have the resources and you want to indulge yourself, no problem. But my problem is that when you steal money, you do everything to steal money so that you can show off. That's a culture of materialism that has eaten so deep that it will take a very strong leadership effort, political leadership, I must say.
Okay.
Yeah,
What of the religion?
political leadership first,
Okay.
because in spite of what we word religion don't have the power to enforce.
Okay.
That's my problem. Religion, they just must advise, influence. But people who can enforce, where if you steal money, we catch you, we jail you, we make you very uncomfortable. And we don't just stop there, we make it hard for you to steal. It's only government that can do that. Only government that can do that. For example, if these Yahoo boys, if they know that if they try to swindle people, they will be caught and the full weight of the law will come upon them. But I fear that what happens is that some of them, when they are trailed and caught, they end up just bribing the policemen. And off they go. They go to the next deal. So they have even factored in settlement of policemen into their deals. That's the tragedy of the Nigerian system.
Wow. All right. Finally, on the dealing with all paparazzi news, we have Trump burst out as one man who shook the world. Is that true?
Yeah, he shook the world. He was a consequential president. A consequential president in the sense that he was a direct response to the election of Barack Obama.
Okay.
A direct response. Now, because America did the most unlikely thing of electing his first black president. He's not just a black president, he married a black woman. They have black children. He's more prominent in the black community, even though he was raised by a white person. His grandmother and his mom were white, so he's even multiracial. But because he was the first black president of America, the goodness in America brought out the most evil tendency of America too. Trump represented what I say the most evil tendency of America, the racist America.
Okay.
The racist America. Now, what propelled Trump to the presidency is Trump was one of the prominent figures in the Beta movement. Those who wanted to delegitimize Obama's birth,
Okay.
that Obama was not born in America, Obama was born in Kenya, so and as such, he's not qualified to be president of America. He was prominent in the Beta. Actually, he was the public face of the Beta movement. And media gave people that media gave him the same media he's condemning today gave him so much coverage because they wanted hits, likes, and traffic mileage. So they gave him so much coverage, and that propelled him to the president. That's why when he came to the Republican Party, there were a lot of people in the Republican Party that were worried about people like him, people like Representative Eric Cantona and Eric Cantona. I've forgotten the name exactly, but I know it's Eric something. Then I think he was the House Majority Leader for Republicans at that then, and people like Senator Jeff Flake. All those people were worried about and this a Trump because of what he represented, being president. And immediately Trump came up, a faction of the Republican Party became so strong. We call them the Tea movement. They are the core. So they didn't just come to them. They are the ones who now won election. Trump, it's not only Trump that won. Eric lost.
Okay.
Jeff Flake lost, and all these people that represented that Trump faction were elected into the Senate. I call them ultra right conservatism. They present the extreme views of the right wing of America, so of American politics. So what Trump did is not surprising to anybody. In short, I was reading a book today by Ben Rhodes on the world that is it. He was the chief national security advisor to Barack Obama, and he gave me an impression that Obama didn't believe that America would stoop so low to vote someone in the character of Trump. What he was saying, his vitriol, what he had done in the past. Now, sweet side, if it's Obama that had all those baggage, he would have been elected. It's not possible. Obama was like the perfect black man. Perfect, no scandal, nothing.
Well, all right. So we move over to the national dailies now. Bidens call for end of division, signs executive order reversing Trump's policies. I watched a short video yesterday where immediately after his inauguration, he addressed staff of the White House and telling them that from now henceforth, anyone who treats any other a fellow staff or any person in the White House with disrespect, not minding color, not minding race, that person loses his job instantly. So, what picture is he trying to paint?
Yeah, Joe Biden is the most race-friendly president America would ever have. Yes, he's the most. In fact, he has even demonstrated that by the diversity he has shown in his cabinet. He has the most diverse cabinet in American history. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Indians, even the fact that he chose a black woman as vice president. Yeah, he has the most diverse cabinet, and he has been like that. Joe Biden has always been a friend of the black community, has always been a friend of other races. So what propelled him to win the Senate as the youngest senator to be elected into the American Senate? He was elected at 30. He has been in the Senate for over 40 years before he was chosen as vice president so he's to Obama. He is very, very race friendly. What he's doing, I tell people that a political position or power only amplifies a person's personality. What you are just amplifies it. So this is what Joe Biden has always been. He has been a very race. So what propelled him to the Senate? That is why it was not. That's why when Obama was choosing a vice president, we're looking for this kind of qualities: a white male, a core white male with white family, but who is race friendly. So that's why Joe Biden came into the picture as vice president under Obama. and and what he's doing for me is not surprising. I expected it.
All right.
Wow.
Time is not on our side, so we're going to call it off here. But let's just look at this final news headline from Vanguard. SIM linkages don't block anybody's network till February 9th. Buhari. There have been this issue of name SIM linkages and all that. A lot of issues does have been raised from that. I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
The I don't know the exact the law. No, the problem is just like anything that wants anything they want to do in Nigeria. First of all, I'm not happy that Nigerians will wait till when they are under pressure to do some basic things.
Okay.
Why are we waiting for when if you don't register, don't do national identity card registration, your SIM will be blocked. That's when we're all rushing to register.
Okay.
This registration has been on for so long. You just walk into registration center, register it seamlessly. But now because we're here that we
There's a timeline
there's a
attached to it.
timeline attached to it and the
And penalty.
and penalty, we're all rushing, and it's not a good way to live as a citizen. So I hope that we will learn. However, I must say that this is a direct effort from the Nigerian government to have a database of its citizens. Yeah,
I seriously applaud it.
yeah, yeah. So which is commendable, which is commendable. Now the difference between Nigeria can easily extract their databases from the network providers, but that will not be as accurate as NIN, as national identity, because I could have three or four lines, and I have four registration. People register say with different names for business purposes, so it's not as accurate as when you register with you have a national identity card registration number. So Nigeria wants to have a full view of what the who and who